hello. Yeah, are you checking in for today's flight? Yes, the Asian sensation one where we talk about various Asian cuisines. Okay, cool. Can I please have your passport? Oh, thank you. Oh, I like your passport case. Zhuyin, one of my favorite cartoons. Okay, so let me just scan this. Amazing, great. Okay, all checked in. Tell you a little bit more about today's flight. We are going to go on a trip down memory lane and we're going to explore various different types of Asian cuisines. So we're going to start off in Hong Kong and then we're going to go to Japan, Korea, Singapore, Indonesia. And yeah, I wanted to invite you to come along for the ride. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways that I would describe Asian cuisine. Mouth-watering, delicious, different, not all the same, tasty, vibrant, draw-worthy, but no, wait a second, sorry. Nope, dirty is not one of those words. Considering we've got a little bit of time before we check in for today's flight, let's have a chat about Asian cuisine because I posted something on my Instagram page, and by the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram already, at Deja Shu, an extra U at the end, I posted a series of photos from my travels around East Asia and Southeast Asia over the years in response to something that sparked off a lot of conversation this week on social. I don't want to name the person in question, but basically there was a chef who described herself as an Asian food specialist, and her mission is dirty food refined, and that sparked off a lot of conversation about using the word dirty to describe Asian food and the potential, well, the harmful ways in which using this descriptive word can be. So then the hashtag ESEA Eats was created by Anna Chan and Georgie from the Chinese Chippy Girl, who will link their profiles down below in the description. And the whole point of the hashtag is to share all of our favorite East Asian and Southeast Asian eats, and to share our stories and to share what the food means to us, the cultural significance, the stories that have been told, the family values that were taught, and that created hundreds of posts on Instagram. Chinese food means a lot to me because it is a non-verbal act of love from my parents. It is a gesture, it's a love language, it's a way of expressing love and care. I grew up in a takeaway. I'm very, very proud to be a takeaway kid, and for me, my dad has spent the majority of his adult years, the majority of his years living in England, working in various takeaways and restaurants, preparing family meals for us, cooking day in and day out, being on his feet for 16 hours a day, working so hard to put a roof over our heads, to put food in our tummies, and to make sure that we live a good life. He is a master at his craft. And to me, his food isn't dirty. His food doesn't need refining. His food doesn't need to look pretty. His food doesn't need someone to come in and be like, you know what? We're gonna refine it. We're gonna refine the dirty food and make sure it's presentable to the masses. It is delicious in its own right. It's delicious straight from the wok. It's delicious prepared from his own hands. And it does upset me, but I don't like to think that the person who said this meant this with malicious intent. And I don't ever like to think that about people, and that it was a comment made from ignorance. Judging from some of the exchanges that I've seen on Instagram, hopefully this is going to be, you know, a conversation that's going to be taken on board. Because of that, I thought I would film a bit of a light-hearted video today to talk about it, and to also use this opportunity to show you all of the different amazing foods that I have experienced and had the opportunity to eat over the years. And before we go, today's question of the day is, what is your favorite dish and what does it mean to you and why do you love it so much? Before we check in, can I please interest you in a refreshment and then maybe some entertainment? Okay, cool, let me just get your refreshment. Okay, so we have a limited amount of food on board today, but we do have a Milky Bar advent calendar. And do you want to open drawer 4? Okay, cool, let me open it for you. Oh, you want me to eat it? Oh, that's very kind of you. Yeah, okay, I will. Well, just to let you know, today's advent calendar is Rudolph the reindeer, or as I like to say, Shudolph the reindeer. So let me enjoy this and I'll provide you with some entertainment while we take off, okay? Delicious. Okay, I'm back. So today's entertainment on board is actually going to be a Christmas-themed pun inspired by Asian cuisine. You'll never guess how amazing... I can't say no, it's not again. You'll never guess how amazing Asian cuisine is And I'm glad you asked because we're just about to take flight. Hello, future Shu here. I'm breaking the fourth wall, and before we go on our first stop to Hong Kong, I first want to shout about this restaurant in Islington in London, a start close to home, called Yipin. It's a family-run restaurant, and I feel like it's very fitting considering today's messaging. It's run by a small family. They've been in the business for years, and the food there is brilliant. I've been going there for years, and it's the first time I've been in a long time because of lockdown. So I just wanted to talk about and shout about how brilliant the food is, and if you are in London, then I highly recommend visiting there for some winter warming comfort food. The Chinese food there is fantastic, and if you love spicy food, then definitely go visit. So Yipin in Islington, and then we'll proceed on with the rest of the video. 個老闆娘你睇咗，好多謝你尋晚嗰餐飯真係好食啊！真係食到哇，今日好開心啊！所以好多謝你，下次再見。We're going to stop off on our first place, and it is Hong Kong. Now I am slightly biased because Hong Kong is one of my favourite places in the world. Let's go and dive in and experience some of the best food that I've had in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong has it all, from enjoying a Cantonese feast of traditional dishes over Chinese New Year to egg tarts and skewers. I seem to have an insatiable appetite when I'm there, and I can't get enough of the food. I have an 18 things you must eat in Hong Kong video, but there is so much more, and I'm currently craving a meal outside in an open air stall fired up from the wok. Whew, one day.
Who is ready for some dim sum after that? Because I know I am. And the next stop we're going to go to is Japan, and we're actually going to stop off in Tokyo, Kyoto and Osaka. Fasten your seatbelts, ready to go.
Japan is a place where all of my senses come alive. There's so much to experience, so much to see, and so much to eat. From sushi, noodles to street side food, I can't get enough of Japan, and one day I'll spend a good chunk of time exploring more around the country.
Again, I'm so hungry. I really want some takoyaki now, or some of that tuna. Third stop, we're going to go to get some street food from Seoul in Korea. Now this trip was actually quite a few years ago, so the video quality is a little bit different, but the food is just as good. So yeah, let's hop on, top up your drink, get your cameras ready. We're going to go to Korea.
Korean food is one of my all-time favourite cuisines. It's flavourful, spicy, comforting and nourishing. I'm always craving it, especially after a new K-drama, and judging from these video clips, I definitely need another trip to Korea, and that's a good enough reason for me.
Delicious, right? I know, I need to go back to Korea. Korea is top of my list to visit again when we're able to travel, and I just miss the street food, and now watch so many K-dramas, it made me want to go even more for fried chicken and beer and ramyeon, and yeah, don't distract myself. Okay, next stop, we are now going to go to Taiwan. Again, this trip was a few years ago, but the night markets there, the street food in Taiwan, again, very high on my list to visit.
The food in Taiwan is underrated, yet it's up there as one of the best places I've ever been to for food. The night markets are spectacular, there's an endless selection of street food stalls, and it's home to some of the best soup dumplings and bubble tea I've ever had. The beef noodles are great, the black pepper buns, oysters, desserts. I'm getting hungry just listing all of these things, and I desperately want to see more of Taiwan, so watch this space, I'll make it happen.
All full up from the street food? Oh good, I'm glad you have some more room, because now we're going to go to Singapore.
I actually considered moving to Singapore for a few months because I love the food so much. From breakfast, lunch, dinner to all the hours in between, you'll find a dish to enjoy at that moment. There is so much to eat and not enough hours in the day to experience them all. I miss the hawker centres, the noodles, the desserts, the chili crab and the seafood, the prawn paste chicken. I miss it all and I need to go back.
Singapore is one of my favorite places that I've visited. I love the food. Gerald, my friend, was the fantastic food guy that took me around for the past 3 days. And honestly, I was transported into a different world because the food was out of this world. And I have so much love of street food, and Singapore is high up on that list. And I really want to go to Malaysia as well next time I'm there. But our final stop for today is Bali in Indonesia, where we're going to experience a seafood dinner on the beach over sunset, and I thought that would be a beautiful, beautiful way to end today's video.
I only experienced a small part of Bali, but the hospitality and warmth of the people makes me want to book a trip back right away. It was a week of relaxation and exploration with a mix of food experience from different Indonesian dishes to colourful brunches and seafood feasts. I'm definitely craving the beach and some sunshine right now.
So yeah, that is our trip down memory lane via Asian Sensation Airlines to show you all of the sensational cuisines that Asian cuisine has to offer. They're also different from each other. There's so much to celebrate about each individual one. Each dish has its own significance, its own meaning, its own values. It means so much to each of us, and I really, really hope you enjoyed this little trip with me today. Please do remember to go to the bathroom, wash your hands, sanitize it before we land, and yeah, the next destination is Vlogmas Day 6. But I hope you enjoyed today's video, and please do let me know in the comments below what your favorite dish is and what it means to you and why do you love it. And if you did enjoy the video, please do give it a big thumbs up to help support the channel, and I shall see you in tomorrow's video. Goodbye! Because, you know, there's a lot of different ways to describe. Why are you not opening up? You're not working.